What's up, guys? This is Big D, and I am the Grim Rider. Back once again with yet another Motovlog, and I'm out today. It's fall time, or getting to be fall time, and it's starting to get a little chillier out, but I'm out on the Undertaker today. I haven't had a chance to get this bike out as much as I would like in recent weeks, so I decided to take it out for a little spin. But what I wanted to talk about today, and I wanted to bring this up because recently I've seen some posts on some different groups on like Facebook and things about different motorcycle accidents and stuff, and obviously a motorcycle accident is nothing to joke about. They're a horrible thing. I've unfortunately been a part of two of them. One of them on this bike. So I unfortunately do know a little bit about that, and I'm not really even talking about the physical part of it right now. In this video, more or less talking about the mental aspect of it. So if you are one of the unlucky few that end up getting into some kind of motorcycle accident, it is my belief that you become one of three people. Either one, you are the I'm jumping right back on a bike at the first opportunity, no question. Or number two, I am never going to ride again. I don't want to take that risk, and I'm done with riding because who knows what could happen next time. In my opinion, both of those ways of thinking are just fine in my book. If you're not comfortable, you're not comfortable. If you are comfortable, then you are. Or there's number three. And number three is, I think I want to get back on a bike, but I'm not really sure. And I know this because I was that guy. In 2012, I got rear-ended on the first Harley I ever owned. It was a Sportster 1200. It was a 2002 Sportster. And it was my pride and joy, but, I was stopped getting ready to make a left-hand turn into my parking lot at work and just got slammed from behind. Completely trashed that bike. I had done absolutely nothing wrong. It's not like I pulled out in front of traffic or anything like that. It was completely not my doing. And a lot of the time that's the way it happens, right? But when that happened, it planted a seed in my mind of, again, I did nothing wrong, and this is what happened to me. So, it did get me a little worried about, what could happen next? What if something happens again? I mean, you just start playing through different scenarios and what ifs, and and as far as the other ways of thinking, whether, I'm getting right back on right away, or no, I don't want to get back on at all, I encourage anybody that has had this unfortunate situation happen to be honest with yourself and really think about whether you want to get back on this bike or not. If you're gung-ho and say, I'm getting right back on, well, you've already made up your mind. Also, if you say, I'm done, I don't ever want to do this again, well, once again, you've already made up your mind. Now, in both situations, that opinion can change later on down the road if something else happens, or if you go, I want to get back out and ride, no question, and then sometime later you start questioning yourself and you're not comfortable anymore, you might change your mind. Or you may decide never to ride again and then just get that itch, or what we call that motorcycle bug again, and give it another shot. But for those that are on the fence, I guess is where this really comes in. Don't let anybody convince you either way, one way or the other, whether to get back on a bike or not. It's not up to them. It's not up to them if you're comfortable or not. And it's my opinion, and I believe probably even fact, if you're not focused, if you're not 100% focused and comfortable on a motorcycle, you probably shouldn't be on one. You probably have things going on in the back of your mind that you're not paying attention to, the road or your surroundings, and you're distracted. You know what I mean? So just be better off for you to not get on one, period. But again, if you are on the fence, don't let anybody try to sway you one way or the other. Because again, it's not them getting on a bike. It's not them that has to be comfortable with this. It's you. And so, in my opinion, in my, I guess, little advice that I could offer, if any, is what I did at least. And I don't know if this is quite the right way to do it or not, but this is how I, kind of dealt with it. I thought to myself, I've been riding for a little while. I really thoroughly enjoy it, and it's one of the few things that I really do love to do on my free time. I get a lot of satisfaction out of it and a lot of joy out of it. And so do I want this freak accident like this to ruin something for me that gives me so much joy in my life? And upon pondering that question, that's where I got my answer, and that's no, I don't want something like this to ruin something that I really enjoy doing in my life. And so that's when I made the decision that absolutely I do want to get back on a bike. I at least want to try it. And again, staying honest with yourself. And if I were to have gotten back on, a motorcycle and, did it a few times ago, you know what? I just can't get past, the what ifs. I'm in my own head. It may have been just best for me to walk away. But for me personally, I made the decision after, thinking about it the way I did and said, I at least want to give it another shot. I want to give it another chance. I don't want this to be ruined, and then I'll maybe sit there and think of the what ifs of, what if I never rode again? Could I find something to replace that joy with, or something to replace that hobby, or what? You know what I mean? There's different things to think about there, but for me, I definitely wanted to get back on a bike after that accident. And again, I would later on have another one with this bike here. But after being through one already, I said, well, there was a part of me that thought, well, what are the odds of that happening, the first time? And after the second time, it's like, okay, now really, what are the odds of this happening yet again? So, yeah, I want to get back on a bike. So, but I just wanted to throw this out there to anybody that, if you're one of the unfortunate ones that have had to deal with some kind of motorcycle accident, whether it's your fault or not, you may think to yourself, maybe I'd walk away from this, maybe this isn't for me. And I'm not going to be the guy to pressure anybody to get back into doing something that they're either afraid of or don't feel comfortable with. And if you know anybody else that would do that to you, well, I don't know if they're your kind of friends, but again, to just think it over. Just think it over real good. If you need to take some time, that's fine. If you decide you want to get back on a bike, great. If you decide you don't want to get back on a bike, that's great too. Either way, whatever makes you the most comfortable and satisfied in your life with your decisions. So that's really, I guess, all I really wanted to talk about. I've seen in the past where even for new riders and things, people trying to convince them to get a bike and ride, and they're not really sure, and they don't really get to thoroughly enjoy it. And I think it's the same type of thing for an incident like this. If you can't relax and really try it again, if you're worried, then you're not going to enjoy it, and you're gonna possibly be a threat to yourself and maybe somebody else by not being 100% in it and paying attention and those kinds of things. So just again, if you've had to deal with something like that and you don't know whether to get back on a bike or not, really think about it, contemplate it. Think of all scenarios, all your emotions, anything that you need to deal with and think about to make the best decision for you, and then you just have to own that decision. So that's really all I wanted to talk about, guys. So with that being said, I'm gonna continue on down the road here. So if I said anything that you liked, or if you just liked this video, then hit the like button. If you're not already, then subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified about more motovlogs, road stories, ride videos, whatever it is that I decide to do. So with that being said, I am Big D, I am the Grim Rider, and until next time, I'll catch you down the road.